Welcome into this Tuesday edition of South Florida Daily. I'm Kate Monahan.
And I'm Megan Hayes. We have such a great show for you today. It is filled with exhibits and sporting events that are happening right here in our backyard over the next few weeks. So let's go ahead and get into all the fun. We're hitting the links, a behind-the-scenes look at a municipal golf course in West Palm that will have you reaching for the clubs.
But first, an art exhibit that showcases origami in a larger-than-life format. Let's head to Mounds Botanical Gardens.
We are so excited. We now have opened the biggest exhibit ever at Mounds Botanical Garden. It's called Origami in the Garden, and we have 20 larger-than-life sculptures like this one scattered throughout the entire garden. The exhibit is done by artists Jennifer and Kevin Box out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and they create them based on origami designs that they have designed, and they've also collaborated with several master origami designers throughout the world, and they turn them into these outdoor sculptures that live here at the garden for the next 6 months. What's really fun is that at each piece you'll be able to scan a QR code and get a full description on the piece, what artists worked on it, and there's also an audio guide, an audio tour by the actual artists that can tell you exactly what their thought process is, what inspired them. So Masterpiece is the largest piece in the exhibit. It is the Masterpiece, P-E-A-C-E. It is based on an ancient legend based on 1,000 cranes, and throughout the world people will fold 1,000 cranes to symbolize good health and prosperity, long life. And so what the artist did with this piece is, what you see here is 500 cranes, and the other 500 they have created, and they're dispersed throughout the world at different collectors and museums. And then the white flowers, the 500 white flowers surrounding it, are the reflection of those 500 cranes that are scattered throughout the world.
Here we have white salvia and blue days morning glory. The white salvia is, white reflecting the sculpture, and we've also arranged them in long, narrow pyramids to reflect the shape of it. And the blue days is meant to symbolize water. Again, the idea of reflection and peace. So when we heard we were getting origami in the garden, we essentially walked throughout the garden and decided which areas would be best to display what is 20 installations of origami. So really the key is to find a spot in the garden that perfectly complements the sculpture that's showing in that area. So once we got everything sited, it was about kind of arranging the space and landscaping in a way that would really complement the art and bring out its real effect and presence within the landscape, and for people to really enjoy. In all, we planted around 1,000 plants within the 3-day installation window, and that doesn't include all the ornamentals we already had in place beforehand, kind of prepping for this exhibition. So it probably came out to maybe even 2,000. Definitely, this is the biggest exhibition that's come across here at Mounds Botanical Garden. The biggest thing I've worked on, I can say the same thing with the horticulture team here. Well, first and foremost, I just really hope everyone enjoys it and is really enamored with it, and that they get something from the art, but as the garden as well, because I think with as many pieces we have here in this space, and with the size of the garden itself, it's almost like the garden was made for the exhibition. If you're standing at any artwork, you can probably see 2 or 3 others around the garden. It's a really amazing experience here. And I just hope that everyone here in Palm Beach County and abroad really likes it.
I'm meeting up with Erica Squire, the founder of Natural Movers, an organization dedicated to the enrichment of the cultural landscape of Palm Beach County. And she does it through the power of dance and movement.
The process that I take them through is called Body Speak. It's a process that I developed that allows the movers in my work to be able to unearth parts of their own innate movement. I'm not giving them movement
Right.
when we first start. It is really them coming up with their own, and I'm guiding them through this process. Explore the space with I'm trying to get away from, and go. I really feel more so like a storyteller and a humanitarian, where those that are in the work are becoming a little bit freer. And then I go in, add, move things around, change structure, and it really becomes a collaboration so that once the audience sees it, it connects everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Keep going. The term natural movers actually has a little bit of history, and it was really about me reacting to a need in Palm Beach County. I saw that there were a lot of brown children who wanted to study dance, but were not being prepared for the trajectory they wanted to go on.
Sure.
Now it's really more about me doing master classes with the community of folks and not just dealing with just students who want to train. The Natural Movers Dance Project is a project-based company that allows me to create works based off of opportunities or just wanting to get in the space and create.
That's fantastic.
Allowing yourself to become one with how your movement translates in the space.
We're standing in the middle of the Mounts Botanical Garden.
Yes.
And this is the sculpture that inspired a dance that you show us today.
Yes, I love the fact that this garden allows for folks in the community to be able to come and witness greenery and see it in a different way. I loved how refreshing it looked. Something that I hadn't seen before that I even know even existed. Like my mind had not even unlocked a thought like this.
Interesting.
So when I saw it, it made me want to experience it. And so what better way to experience it than through movement?
Hi, my name is Ivan Barron. I'm the tournament chairman of the Delray Beach Open, the world's only ATP Tour event combined with an ATP Champions Tour Legends event. We're a 10-day event. The weather's absolutely unbelievable. We have 3 spectacular days of tennis and parties and clinics and nonprofit events, and just are having a really great time. So this event, it's our 25th year in Delray Beach. We've been very fortunate. We have a super team with the City of Delray, the Parks and Rec. Just it's a full team effort between the hundreds and hundreds of people that help out to run this event annually. We're close to 60,000 spectators coming on throughout the whole event, televised all around the world. The economic impact, the hotels, the restaurants. This event is a true tennis event, yet it's also the non-tennis customer who comes here. We'll have thousands of people that really don't even know about tennis. We have a dozen parties, we have charity events, we have 3 bars, we have the Stoli Bar, the Prosecco Bar with Rayburn Winery, Subculture Coffee Lounge, we've got a VIP Clubhouse Lounge upstairs. After the matches are done, which is the best players again, they're serving 130 mile per hour serves literally about a few feet away from your face, which is so cool. Then hit Atlantic Avenue. Go get a drink, another appetizer if you want. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone. The Ultimate Week of Sports in Palm Beach County is incredible because you're talking the premier events in the county. We're just so glad to be part of all the different sports in the area, the tens of thousands of people that come to Palm Beach County in this month of February. And I mean, who doesn't love this weather? And there's no clouds, it's 75 degrees, I have a windbreaker on, and we just could not be more excited and happy to be involved with the Palm Beach Sports Commission.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
It's having a catch in the backyard. It's playing in sandlots or on fields. It's the roar of the crowd on opening day and the echoing sound from the crack of a bat hitting the ball. Baseball. For those that love it, it's more than a game. It is life. And in the Palm Beaches, you can live it all year long. From the year-round leagues, where the purity of the game is alive and well, to spring training, where major leaguers are getting ready for the show. Whether at Roger Dean Stadium or the ballpark of the Palm Beaches. Rooting for hometown heroes or just cheering for the love of the game itself. Few places have the same level of dedication to America's pastime as the Palm Beaches. Come and discover your perfect game at thepalmbeaches.com.
Don't forget to follow us on social at South FL Daily on Facebook and Instagram. We post giveaways, events, new restaurants, things to do, and more.
And if you want to find more stories like the ones you're seeing today on South Florida Daily, visit our website, southfldaily.com. We'll be right back.
The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture.
Welcome back into South Florida Daily. It is no secret that one of the biggest equestrian events in the world happens right here in our backyard. Of course, we're talking about the Winter Equestrian Festival.
I spoke with local equestrian Missy Sullivan and why it's important to insure your horse. We're here in Wellington today, and I'm here with Missy Sullivan. She is director of the equine division at Flagler Insurance. Missy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell me about equine insurance.
Flagler Insurance has multiple divisions. I head up the equine division, which I have a fabulous team, I have to say, behind me. And we're based in Palm Beach on the island and entrenched in the equine world, and it doesn't get any bigger than here in Wellington. I've been doing insurance for 30 years.
And you're also a rider too.
And I've been riding for longer than that. I started riding down here in Wellington in 1980 when this all began, and actually this venue right here didn't even exist. It was across the street. So yeah, I've been a professional as an insurance person for 30 years. I've been a rider, doing the 100 jumpers for more than that, riding on the A circuit, been in the top 10 in the country in my division. I am super lucky that I have married my career with my passion. As an insurance professional, my technical skills are super sharp, I will say that, because of my commercial background. Because of my riding experience, I know that side of the fence and knows what happens as a professional, as a trainer, as an amateur. I know every single nuance that needs to be insured. I'm super involved in my clients' lives, and I do advise them on what they should and should not have.
And if someone's new and is getting equine insurance for the first time, what is it so important to look for? What can you offer that some other insurance companies might not?
Non-owned auto liability. A lot of people don't think about that as the agent. As an insured, you wouldn't know about that unless your agent told you. So non-owned auto liability is a super important coverage, not expensive, and if you don't have it, it's a big gap in a potential exposure that wouldn't be insured.
And can you elaborate a little bit more about that in terms of if someone's a new horse owner, what that means exactly?
So that would be for liability as a horse person or as a trainer. As on the mortality side, as a horse owner, the mortality is what covers the horses. So you kind of want to talk about how much coverage do I really need? What value or what limit should I really insure my horse for? It's a new horse, and you have a good conversation about that. You really have to know what you're talking about on a very, very technical level to properly have that conversation with your insured.
The clients that you have, how involved are you with the choices that they make?
My biggest thing is having the conversation multiple times a year, not just here you go, Mr. Insured, and then that's it. It's on auto renew and you don't really touch it, you don't talk to them, you don't see them. That's how there's gaps in coverage, because things change throughout the year, and unless your agent stays in touch with you and is involved in your life, they're not going to know that, because an insured's not going to think, well, I did this or I did that. Oh, I didn't tell my insurance agent.
Exactly. And it's a live animal, the horses and everything. So you really build a relationship with your clients.
Oh yeah, I'm super involved in all their lives. I'm truly their advocate. I really care and genuinely care about them, their assets, their coverage, their horses, their animals. I go to the barn and literally I will show up at the barn and start bathing horses just because I love them so much.
Describe the energy here in Wellington and what it's like to be here for someone that's never maybe experienced the equestrian scene here in South Florida.
This year is an Olympic year, as we all know, and we're all #Road to Versailles. So the Olympic riders are here prepping for Paris, which is very exciting. And then I come here, well, to watch them. I love to bring people here that have not been here that much, and you can really get up close and personal with the equine and the human athlete, and it fascinates people. I'll take them in this ring, the international ring, come and do presentations on the weekends and watch my horses go, my clients' horses, and congratulate them. We're here on Saturday nights for Saturday Night Lights, which is fabulous. Everyone needs to come for that. There's shopping, there's restaurants, you have the VIPs to come to. This is the longest and biggest horse show in the world, even for people who do ride. That have not been here, they come here. This is the goal. Everyone's like, oh my God, you ride at WEF, they call it WEF, Winter Equestrian Festival. You ride there, oh wow, it's amazing. Even for horse people to come here at a certain level if they come from out of town. This is super impressive. It's the best riding in the world. It's just, there's nothing better. There's no better feeling in the world. And it amazes me how many people live so close and don't come here. There's so much for the family that even if you don't ride or have anything to do with horses, it's certainly a good lesson for the kids to come here and see what goes on. It's very inspirational to see the Olympic riders and the best show jumping in the world right here.
Welcome back into South Florida Daily. We hope that you've enjoyed the show so far.
We still have one more segment that we know you will love, so don't go anywhere. We are heading out on an art adventure.
The menu at Oceana Kitchen in Lantana, Florida is a fresh canvas every day. You never know what chefs Cindy and Jeremy Bierman are going to be whipping up in this little culinary gem, but you can bet that it is going to be fresh, local, and big on flavor. So what are we making today, chefs?
So we got some king salmon, and what we're going to do is we're going to make what's called gravlax out of it. So it's kind of like a smoked salmon, but it's not smoked, it's just cured. And we cure it with salt and citrus and some dill. And then what we're going to do is actually going to slice it, and we're going to do a pizza with it.
Now, one of the things I love, and I think every chef kind of would love to be able to say this, there are no substitutions. You get what you get, don't get upset.
We have a little saying on the menu. It says, modifications politely declined. And it's sort of our way of saying, listen, we've put things together, we've created it the way that we feel like it's best eaten, and we hope you come here and enjoy it that way.
Talk to us a little bit about, because the menu is different every day, how did you decide to put salmon on today's menu?
We have so much fish here locally that we try to use fish that's out of the waters right here. And when we don't, we want something that's really unique. One of the things that just came into season is Columbia River king salmons. So these are true river salmons. They're just incredible color because they're wild.
So what are we doing to the salmon?
So this is a cure, and one thing that you're going to find interesting, we don't use a lot of recipes here. The recipe for the salt and the sugar is about all we really need, and the rest of it is kind of
up here,
by feel. We're going to add a little bit of cracked coriander in here, all right? And we're also going to add a little bit of celery seed.
Tell me, what do these flavors all do when they're together?
Right. So the salt, the sugar, the zest, all of this is going to basically go and sit on top of the salmon. We're going to put a little bit down here where the fish is going to go. And basically, the curing process is that the salt is going to hit the skin or the flesh of the fish, and it is going to draw out moisture. It's going to firm the fish up, and it's going to also season it pretty heavily. So it's going to have that sort of smoked salmon sort of texture and flavor without the smokiness. Yeah. Now we're going to take some dill here, and we're going to kind of just make a little sandwich out of all this, and that dill is going to give a lot of flavor as well, and will penetrate both sides. Okay. We're going to take this right over the top, just like that. Sometimes you have 4 or 5 people go out to dinner, and one person is kind of like, well, I don't eat that, I don't eat this. But everybody eats pizza. Kids eat pizza, everybody eats pizza. Even if you're a vegetarian, you eat, the only time we have an issue is gluten, but.
Oh my gosh, this crust. I'm going to take the pizza and run.
Well, I may not fit in a full round this time, but we're headed to the course to learn about a Palm Beach County organization called Fairview Golf Club. Fairview Golf Club has a very special history in South Florida. It's the first ever club for African American golfers in Palm Beach County. Now, since then, they've made it their mission to provide leadership, mentorship, and financial assistance to kids throughout the area. Now, how long have you been playing?
67 years.
67 years. So you have spent the majority of your life in constant frustration.
I've had some good times too.
All right, let's see how good you are. You can teach me how to putt.
Grip the club, left hand, right hand on top of it. That's good. A little harder. Push it through the hole.
Push it through.
Let the putter go to the hole. See that?
Well, that's not bad.
There. Not well, very good.
Okay.
Okay.
You might have a career in this, right?
Maybe.
Fairview's been around a long time, 56 years to be exact.
Oh.
It was formed by a group of local golfers in West Palm Beach, very active golfers for many years in the community. African American golfers were not allowed to play on golf courses.
And they love the game of golf. And so they found a place to go in the name of Fairview Golf Club, Fairview Golf Club.
Fairview is also a member of a larger organization, Sunshine State Amateur Golf Association, and Fairview and members from those other organizations get together, play in tournaments, you know, 2-day tournaments for fun and camaraderie. They also are involved with junior golf programs.
Not just a golf club, community organization,
No,
really.
very much so.
Tell me about the African American Golf Hall of Fame.
With the World Golf Hall of Fame only having, after a while, only one black person, I said, well, we are working with all these kids and bringing them through. Let's also give them a vision that they can belong to something. Golf for us is like, you know, education. It's like stay out of trouble. It's also like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, please and thank you to your parents. That's what golf means.
It's more than a game.
And you have to put that into our children.
You started this in 2005, this
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
What does that feel like? Because, you know...
It's good for me.
Yeah.
I feel good. I'm contributing to the lifeblood of the African American, the Afrocentric involvement in golf.
That's what it
Incredible.
comes down to.
Thanks for joining us here on South Florida Daily. Hopefully you feel inspired to get out and explore someplace new in South Florida.
We can't wait to show you what else we have in store. Come back and join us tomorrow at noon on Fox 29.